Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today, as you guys can see in the title, we are doing, I wouldn't say a suspension rehaul, but a bushing rehaul, because he mostly has stock bushings on this. Oh, by the way, we are working on my dad's Integra, K-Swap Integra. We're gonna be replacing basically every bushing on this, like all the bushings on the lower control arm, sway bar bushings, steering bushings, trailing arm, bushings for the camber toe arms, the inserts. This is gonna be all one video. Oh, we got the CB7. We're gonna go ahead and do that and put on some calipers. Which you guys will see later. Alrighty guys, we are back working on the Integra. Last video, I was telling you guys that we were gonna put on this steering rack bushings and the sway bar bushings, but I did not show any of that because I was helping out and I didn't have time to record. But anyways, with doing that, there's 417 or 217s, one right there, one in the bottom. There's bushings in between them, so there's a bushing right here, which is pretty easy to get, and then a bushing back there. You have to turn the steering wheel one way, turning it to the right to get to the bottom ones, because you'll be able to pull off the steering rack. Well, not pull off, but enough to turn it to the left so you can get the top bushing. The big one is pretty easy, it's just a little, like a little C bushing. Today we're gonna go ahead and take all the suspension off so then we can do everything. So let's go ahead and get that done. A little bit later and we have the whole spindle off. We are also replacing these bushings right here, the front LCA or the front A arm, and we are, yeah, like I said, we got the sway bar bushings, so sway bar stays in. We're gonna be changing out the tie rods as well. I just finished with my side right here, so we have all the bushing for this one right here, the compliance bushing, the low control arm, the shock one. We got the knuckles right here, or the spindles. We're gonna go ahead and take off the ball joints. So with that, you're gonna have to take off this little ring which goes right here. In the sense, I still have this one on right here, but I got a little like pry bar and I went ahead and gently started prying it up a little bit around it and it just came off. So now we're gonna go ahead and smack the ball joints out with a hammer and it should just come out. Just like that, both ball joints are off, and honestly they weren't too bad. Like the play, there wasn't really any play, but obviously the rubber just cracked and ripped open, so the grease is exposed, which you don't want, obviously. We're gonna go ahead and put in some new ones. First off, clean this inside of here so it goes in fairly smooth. Doing every little thing on this car. All right, so one thing to note per se, we have this installed or in the car right now. There's 3 different bolts, or I guess there's 2. We got these 2, the small ones, and the big one. The big one goes right there where the sway bar connects, right here. And then these 2 go right there. So just keep in mind and for future reference. So I bought this tool, it's Icon tool. It was on sale and it's gonna be the first time using it. So it seems about, just gotta impact the top that way and the ball joint should sit flush in there. We got both of the ball joints on and they are looking pretty fresh. We're gonna go ahead and start on the control arms, getting these bushings pressed out. If you look on the coilover one, it is not supposed to be drooped down like that. It's supposed to be in the middle. So that's how old and crusty these ball joints are. I mean ball joints, bushings. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and replace all of these with some black poly. Right now, he's gonna go ahead and take off the compliance bushing, which he was saying it was pretty soft. Oh yeah, it's pretty soft. So we got poly for all the bushings, and this thing is gonna handle really good. We got that one compliance bushing on. Dude, that Icon, once you know which like cups to use, it's like, it's pretty easy-ish. I would recommend getting the Icon ball joint and universal joint press set. I got it on sale, so yeah, it was pretty good price. Still would recommend, but we're gonna go ahead and try to do the lower control arm bushings. Hopefully we we will be able to do that. I think so. But yeah, gonna go ahead and finish that and get back to you guys when we start on the lower control arms. All right, so we got the other one on, and just wanted to show you guys the comparison. This one, you can, pretty squishy, and this one, not really, but that is good. Dealing, we'll see. But yeah, so this crusty one, get out of here. And I'm gonna go ahead and bolt this one up. My dad had to leave somewhere, so I'm just cleaning up, and I'm just gonna go ahead and bolt this up. I will see you guys when we start doing the lower control arms. See you guys in a bit. All right guys, next day, we're back at it, and we are doing the lower control arms. So my dad already went ahead and took the ones off, and we still have to do one more because I think we got both of them off. Basically, we have a socket, we have this tool, and we are pressing them out. Got a little bit of lube or PB blaster. That's what we're using to make it easier to drop out. He needs my help. I'm gonna get off the camera and let's get to this. We are finally done. We got both control arms with the poly bushings, and they were a little struggle just because of how tight they are.
Crusty.
No, these are not really crusty.
The old ones were.
Oh yeah, the old ones were.
These big ones were a pain in the butt. The ones that go.
The shock ones.
Yeah. The other ones weren't too bad. They came out pretty easy. But if you look at the crustiness, look at the color. It's like these are almost rusted on. But
yeah.
Again, 1994 original.
Yeah, so I just told him a bit ago, I think I'm more excited to put these on than him, and yeah, I can't wait. This thing should have more of a consistent feeling and not so much bounciness. So we're gonna go ahead, connect the rest of the A-arms together and then throw them in. All right guys, a little bit later, me and my dad went ahead and did the camber ones. Go up. Those ones right there. We thought the aftermarket camber kits, we're not gonna be able to put those bushing on, but I guess you might have OEM ones. Basically, the front end has full poly. So I'm going ahead and putting on everything on right now. So I gotta put on the other A-arm and then put on the spindles. It should be pretty Gucci. Right now, they're over there. We have Derek over helping them with the trailing arm bushing. We're gonna go ahead and do the camber and toe arms. Not sure today, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, gotta go ahead and start knocking this out. Alrighty guys, update. It's now pretty dark and I went ham on putting everything on, or most of the stuff. I got both the A-arms, or I guess the front lower control arms, all bolted up. So got that all tight in, the compliance bushing, and then I got the sway bar on. Got that bolted. Tomorrow, we're gonna go ahead and do the tie rods, the outers, and then we have boots for it, and then we're gonna go ahead and throw on the spindles. They already finished up the rear trailing arm bushings. I haven't looked at them yet. Oh, look at that, fresh Prothane. Yeah, that's fresh. So then now he has to, actually, is this original? Yeah. Ooh, look at that, crusty. But I've seen some where this has completely fallen out and it's just free in there. All right guys, we're back out here. Today we're gonna be installing the spindles and we're gonna be replacing the outer tie rod and then the boot as well. So I'm gonna be doing that. My dad's gonna go ahead and get those rear bushings replaced off the camber and the toe arm. I think honestly we might be done by today if we just keep at it. All right guys, so we have the whole spindle on and we have the A-arm and new tie rods. Now we have the new Wilwood, I wouldn't say new, but the Wilwood rotor on. We also have, shout out to Mr. Spitfire, Roger, got this from him. And dude, these are gonna look so nice and should perform really good. because instead of the one big piston, it is 4 individual pistons. Got some Wilwood brake pads because they do have specific pads for this application. These look awesome. It is much later and we have completed putting everything on the back, and then basically everything in the front is all completed. So all we have to do left is grease up this tie rod, or I guess both tie rods, because that's what the Moog, that's what the brand we got, or he got, M-O-O-G. And then that's also the ball joints. I got the lines all connected, both sides. We gotta bleed these brakes tomorrow. We just finished bleeding the brakes, and earlier I went ahead and checked every bolt in the front end and marked it. Everything is now good. So the only thing we have to do is take it to the alignment shop, get it aligned, and this thing's ready to boogie. We're gonna go ahead and clean up and throw the wheels back on. The Integra is now back on the floor. I was actually surprised the ride height in the front didn't really change. We still have to drive it and settle it, but that's pretty good. Dude, and the Wilwoods, they look so good behind the RPF ones, and it has so much clearance too. Just went for a little drive around the block, and dude, it felt really good. The brakes, they still have to be embedded. Tomorrow, take it to the alignment shop, get it aligned, and should be all ready. Whew. Dude, this has been quite a mission, quite a process, but by just being passenger, it felt a whole lot better. A lot more responsive in the bumps. And it didn't feel as bouncy too. Felt pretty good.